Today in Portland, Oregon, federal officers face prosecution threats for excessive force, sparking tension between state and federal authorities. I'm Leah.
And I'm Garrett.
Welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett, right here in Portland, Oregon. Let's open the book on this. Oregon's prosecutors have warned federal officers of prosecution for excessive force during protests. So basically what we have here are several incidents in Portland where federal agents reportedly used excessive force. We're talking about crowd control munitions and even the detainment of minors. And now the state's top prosecutors have stepped in, addressing U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi and DHS Secretary Kristi Noem.
That's kind of wild. Honestly, Leah, the fact that federal agents used munitions that reportedly affected their own personnel, that's a curveball. I mean, how does that even happen?
Real talk, Garrett. It definitely raises questions about the logic and safety behind those actions. And this whole situation underscores the ongoing tension between state and federal authorities over jurisdiction and law enforcement practices.
All right, let's roll on to our next story. Starbucks baristas in Portland are striking over wage and labor disputes amid nationwide unrest. So this strike has been going on since mid-November, and it was timed to coincide with Starbucks' Red Cup Day. It seems like the workers are demanding better wages and staffing conditions. But here's the kicker. Negotiations between Starbucks and the union, Starbucks Workers United, have stalled, and despite inflation, Starbucks is only offering a minimal wage increase.
That's a story worth telling. Honestly, I'm totally supportive of the workers' cause here. There's such a big gap between the CEO's compensation and what the average Starbucks worker makes. And then there are those union-busting tactics that Starbucks has been accused of. It's just not fair.
Let's switch it up. Next up.
Oregon is leading a lawsuit against the USDA for cutting refugee SNAP benefits, challenging federal policies. So this lawsuit involves Oregon, New York, and 20 other states. They argue that the USDA's recent guidance violates legal exceptions. Up to 3,000 legal residents in Oregon could be impacted by this. And, New York could face costs between $367 million and $1.2 billion if they maintain consistent SNAP benefits. That's huge.
Wow, that's pretty intense. The potential financial burden on states like New York is massive. It really emphasizes the need for fair federal policies that don't harm the states financially. All right, let's move ahead. Portland's proposed fees for detention centers spark protests and highlight local federal policy clashes. This ordinance is all about imposing fees on detention centers to cover costs associated with local police responses. The idea is to deter future leases to such facilities. It's got people on both sides fired up, with some seeing it as a way to prevent new ICE facilities and others seeing it as not addressing the core detention practice issues.
Let's shed some light on this. I'm questioning how effective the ordinance will be in addressing the root issues, but I do appreciate the local effort to kind of counter federal practices in a way. Okay, let's move on to our last story. Portland bans AI-driven rent price-fixing software to address housing market concerns. This ordinance is a move against software that lets landlords coordinate rent prices, which could skirt antitrust laws. Renter advocates support it, but real estate developers are concerned it might dampen housing development. It's a reflection of a broader movement against anti-competitive practices.
I could get behind that idea. It seems necessary to protect renters, though I'm curious about its long-term impact on housing development. Definitely something to keep an eye on.
And that's it from us at Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett reporting from Portland.
Stay curious and join us tomorrow for more updates.